Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. I'm out in the garage. I've got 5 of the chairs put together. I got one that I'm getting ready to finish up. And then as hard as I measured, I still didn't quite get a good angle on these. So we're gonna take a piece of cardboard and we're going to draw us a pattern. And then I'll trace it onto there with a pencil. And I'll just take my circular saw and whack those excess pieces off. Come back with the sander. We'll round them over out in the yard this time. No more dust in the shop. And then when we do our touch-up work, like, down around the bottom where I put the screws in, every now and then, depending on the grain, a little piece will chip out. I might have bumped them a little bit. So we'll do some touch-up work and we'll touch up the tops of these slats. But I'm going to do that as the next step because I want to be able to step inside of this area and work. I want to be able to get in here close, really close like this, and not have to work around the arms or the seat slats. The other thing is I'm going to have to head up to the hardware store because I got 72 seat slats that requires 144 screws, and you're looking at that little bit and about that many more is all I have. So I got to get a couple more boxes of screws, but we'll do that. We're gonna finish up this chair, and then I'm gonna go get the screws, and then I'm gonna come back. We're gonna cut those, and then we'll start putting slats in. I got the backs of all of my chairs cleaned up. They'll still need to be stained, but the plan is to do a quick touch up at the very end. I've been working on putting the slats in, so I've got the slats all in on this chair. I've got the next set of slats ready to go here, and I've just been basically grabbing 12 at a time. I set up a jig on my drill press to put the screw in the exact same place, and I've just been presetting the screws. Somewhere around here I've got this little brass bar, which I believe is a 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8. I think it's 3/8 of an inch. And that's what I've been using to space all of the slats. So that makes it kind of nice and quick. Making good progress. Let's finish up the seat slats and see if we can't get to the arms tonight. It took a little while, but I've got all 6 of the seat slats installed in the chairs. And I'm ready now to start working on the arm braces, and then we'll work on the arms. The arms are going to require cutting a notch for the back brace, as well as rounding that back corner over. So they're going to take a little more work. I don't know if I'll finish today. I got kind of slowed down having to run after screws earlier, but I'm excited about how these are turning out. So just going to keep pressing forward. I'm making really good progress. You can see that I have the arm braces on all of the chairs, and in the shop I've got the left arms and the right arms laid out in piles, so I can grab one of each and come out and start working with them. So the first one here will be a trick because I've really got to figure out how I want to notch it and how I want to round the back end. But once I do, I think the others will be easy. So let me get a set of arms out here and see what I can do. It's Sunday morning. I got the chairs finished up last night, but it ended up being kind of late, so I didn't do any filming. Today, what I'm gonna do is get set up, and you can see where I had to kind of adjust some of these back pieces. The wood is raw, and then I think what we're going to do is we'll start by touching up the raw pieces, and then I think we're just going to put another coat on top of the chair. And the reason why is this can you notice how they got the dry spots in there? This wood is it's decking. It's 5 inch or 5 1/4 inch by 1 inch decking. So it's a decently thick wood. It was really dry, and I think it just drank the finish. So I think we're going to go ahead and we'll touch those spots up first, then we'll paint the entire chair, and then before we're done, we'll just go ahead and touch those spots up a second time to make sure they've got 2 coats on them, because it should probably soak into that end grain pretty quickly. The goal is to get these touched up today and then out on the patio this evening. All of my chairs have a second coat on them. I think they look pretty darn nice. Really happy with how they look. They're going to set in the garage overnight. The finish says it needs to dry for 24 hours, so I'm just going to leave them in the garage and let them finish drying. We'll put them out on the patio tomorrow after work. I am glad these are done. This is one of the reasons that I do pins and smaller items, and that's just because larger projects like this just take so long to finish, and you just I don't know, you just get really just wore out and burned out. So next up, we're going to work on cleaning the shop. It is still filthy. I haven't had a chance to go after that yet, but that's not going to happen tonight. We're calling it quits tonight, and I hope you really enjoy the chairs. I couldn't be happier with them, and I'd like to thank everybody for following along with me on this long, drawn-out project. Before I put this video up, I wanted to give you guys a parting shot of the porch and just how nice it looks with all of the Adirondack chairs. Very, very happy with how they turned out. I want to thank you for sticking around for such a long, drawn-out project. These took a lot of time. Next up is clean the shop. So I got to get the shop cleaned, get all that dust out of there, and then I've got a couple of ideas for some projects that I'd like to share with you guys. So once again, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you again real soon.